Okay, here's the Zippo outdoor utility lighter, and I've been looking at this for a couple months, and I finally found one today at Fry's. You wouldn't think you'd find a product like this at Fry's electronics store, but there it was. And I think this is the model that they're advertising on the website currently. So this is July of 2013, and I think this is the model that is currently available on the website. Like I said, I've been looking for one of these because this is going to be my ultimate lighter for my bug out bag. So I'm going to open it up. Just wanted to show that I haven't opened it yet. I haven't cheated, and just see what it looks like. It's heavy. It feels like a very solid lighter. It's heavy and it just has a good weight that makes it seem like it's something decent. Here it is opened. I haven't read anything yet. I'm assuming it doesn't have fluid in it, so they're recommending Zippo's butane fuel. But this is what they had next to the store. I mean, next to the lighter in the store. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Ronson? Anyway, if you look on the back, at some point, Zippo must have bought out this brand name. So Zippo carries this brand under their name anyway. But it's understandable, that a company would want you to use their additional products, so that makes sense. So I'm gonna just go ahead and fill it. It looks like there's so many instructions it doesn't really fit in the camera. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and just fill it, and then I'll show it on camera. But so far I like it because it just has a good weight to it. It's heavy. I mean, it's a little heavy for a bug out bag, but it's like a good heavy. It feels solid. So after I use it a little bit, maybe the fact that it's solid, it'll probably feel that way throughout all the controls, and that's what I'm hoping for. But so far it feels pretty good. And I think what makes this model different from the older models is, I guess there was a cap at one point that went over the top of this. And unless I'm missing something, it doesn't look like that cap is used anymore. So that's what makes maybe this model the 2013 model. Okay, so let's fill this guy up. I have a correction to state before we get started. This already had fuel in it, so I did not have to fill it up. So it comes full of, well, I don't know if it's completely full, but there is fluid in this out of the container, out of the plastic. So so that's a good thing. I guess that's the site for it. So I did not have to fill it. So I have quite a bit of this left then. Feels good. It's got a safety in it. I'm not really I didn't even read it. It's unusual for me. I usually read stuff first. I guess you press on the bottom one first. Yeah, you press the bottom button first, and then the top one must be the igniter. Feels good. Feels good, guys. It does feel solid, so the buttons feel solid. This is very positive here. And I'm not even a lighter person, and I can just tell. It says that it's windproof, and Zippo's done something really neat here. At least, just from first glance. they've got this little, see that little, it's out of focus a little bit, but there's a little hole right there. And it looks like it allows an actual flame to come out of the end of the lighter. So you have the windproof element in there that you know, keeps it lit in the wind. And then you also have an actual, where's my lighters? So it looks just the same. That is really cool. I mean, I'm not a lighter person, but I know that that's probably something unique. So this is pretty cool. My first take is it was worth the money I spent on it. I don't think I wasted my money. And if you look, three-year warranty. That's pretty good. A year is good. It only has a 30-second burn time, so it's just like every other lighter out there. 30 seconds is the max. This thing's. I mean, this thing would be fun to play with. I'd wear it out just playing with it. So it might be a little overkill for a bug out bag, but you know, it's this thing. I do like it. I've only had it open for about 5 minutes, and I can tell it's a good one. So I'll try it out for a few more days, and then I'll add a little bit more of the video, and then I'll post the video. But so far, I think this thing's pretty cool. So I've had this lighter for about 24 hours now since I opened it, and I think the best way to explain it is like a Bic lighter on steroids. It's got a pretty good flame on it. So I have a lot to say with this lighter, so it might turn into a two-parter video. So first of all, let's see here. On the packaging it says wind resistant. So there's wind proof, which I don't know of any lighter that's wind proof. But the word wind resistant, I think most people have their own definition of what wind resistant is. For me personally, wind resistant would be not being able to blow it out. So I got to do it over again because it was out of camera. So okay, so that to me, you know, it is somewhat wind resistant, but it doesn't meet my definition of wind resistance. So here's a scripto. You know, this is pretty basic lighter. Okay, so obviously this one does a whole lot better with wind resistance. But, you know, I can still blow it out. So, you know, that's the only thing on this list that I have my own definition of what wind resistance is, and this lighter doesn't really meet that for me, but I'm not complaining too much because I still like the lighter. So the first thing that I found out is there's this little label that they wrap around down here. So you have to take this off, because when that label is on there, there's only one sight glass that's visible, and if you take the label off, there's another one on the other side behind the label, a lot easier to see the fluid level when you have both of those exposed to light. So definitely, if you're concerned about your fluid level, you're going to have to take this off. This label that's wrapped around right here. The other thing is, I like this knob down here, or this dial, or I guess it would be a wheel too, to adjust the flame height. It feels positive to me. It feels good. So this I'm pleased with. And the child safety, where you have to press the bottom one to actuate the igniter, I think they've done a pretty good job to retain that safety that you need and still make it somewhat easy to use. Because I know there's a real fine line with lighters nowadays to keep them child safe, but still easy to use. So I think they did a pretty good job with that. The one thing though is it uses up the butane. It uses it up pretty quick. I was just playing around with this, and of course you can adjust the flame to come clear out here, but I've had to refill it 2 or 3 times, I think 3 times since I bought it. So it's definitely a gas hog for the butane. So if you buy one, I would definitely get some extra butane fuel, because you know, when you buy something like this, you want to try it out and play with it a little bit. So after a while, when that wears off, you'll actually use the thing normally.